Hi everybody, nice to see you all. We're on to cactus number 4, which I'm going to draw here. Hope you're all well. Let me know if you're around. Say something, wave to me, give me a wave, give me a smile, whatever you want to do. Okay, so I've got a 2B pencil. Here we go. I'm just going to draw my cactus here, if you want to follow me. The top of the pot and the main body of the pot. We're going to do a fairly standard pot shape today. And then if I zoom in a little, should I? And then you can see what I'm doing a bit better. See if my webcam allows it. It's bringing back for some reason. Oh, no, hang on. That might help if I can do them. Anyway, okay. And then we're going to do some projections coming up. Like this. 1, 2, 3. As I've said in all the other drawing sessions, I'm doing mine quite dark so that you can see what I'm doing with the pencil. But if you're a watercolorist, then you will know that these putty rubbers are really useful, because once you can use a normal rubber, but this is a bit gentler on your paper. So once you've done your drawing, what you can do is just lightly go over and lightly rub off the top surface of the lead. And it just makes it slightly lighter so that you don't see as much of the line coming through your painting. So I've got a number 5 here, round brush, and I'm going to use a mix that I mixed earlier, which was a little bit of grey or black with a bit of dark blue. Now you may or may not have these in your sets. This is the dark blue. This is an indigo, what I call an indigo, or a phthalo blue, but any dark blue will do. Mix with a little bit of grey or black, and then you get this really dark. And if you paint this really thinly, it can almost look a bit like silver. And a lot of cacti have these silvery sort of surface to their leaves. I'm just going to take a hair off there. Actually, it's still there, but never mind. Okay, and I'm just going to paint this onto my leaves like this. And you can see it's quite dark. And if you want to make it lighter, all you do is you just add a touch of water. And you can see how just a small amount of water there lightens up that colour. And as I've said in all the other sessions, you don't have to use the same colours that I use. You can use your own. If you want to make a mix-up of your own, then do so. You might not have very many colours in your set. So like we said yesterday about orange, not everybody has orange. So if you want to make an orange, you mix cadmium yellow and cadmium red. And if you haven't got indigo or phthalo blue for this colour, then you can use something like an ultramarine. As long as it's a dark blue, you'll get something similar to what I've got here. Okay, otherwise, just make up a colour. And there we have the main body of the cacti painted. Just light, nice and thin. Watercolour is supposed to be transparent, so you're supposed to be able to see through it. Okay. Now, as I said, don't paint the next bit that's closest to the picture here. You're better to paint this bit here. Okay, until the top bit dries. So I'm going to use, what shall I use? I want to use an orange for my pot. I'm just going to take some orange, My orange is a bit dirty, as you can see. It's a bit sort of what you would call a burnt orange. It just needs a clean. So it's not as bright as it should be. So I'm just going to take that and fill that pot in with the orange. Just carefully go round. Now, if you wanted to put a shadow on your pot, what you could do is leave it to dry and paint it in. However, if you wanted to make a shadow, all you need to do is take something like a brown or a bit of grey. Try not to use black. Black tends to deaden colours. And we're just going to darken it up a touch. And I'm just mixing the brown into the orange there. Can you see? And you can just choose the side which you want a shadow to be on. And you can just drop that colour in, like I'm doing there. And you would have a shadow on your pot. And I'll show you how to also create a highlight on your pot. So if you use a clean, so wash your brush off in some water and then just dab it off on a piece of paper towel or a bit of cloth or something like that. And then all you're going to do is you're going to run your brush along that side there. And there you have a highlight. So you've got a highlight, a middle tone and a shadow. Okay, I'm going to try and get this a bit. I don't know why this keeps springing back. Let me just get it a bit closer to my picture. There, ooh, down. Okay. Now, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my hairdryer and I'm just going to give this a quick blast just to dry it off quickly so I can move on. Okay, so what we're going to do on here now is we're going to put some dots on. And to do that, you can use various tools. You can use small brushes, detail brushes like this one, or you can use a little cotton bud, or just the tip of your finger. You know, just make something up. And I'm just going to use a colour that I mixed yesterday. I've got to mix it again, but I've got a different type of green here. I've got what is called a hooker's green, and I'm going to mix some yellow with it to lighten it up. This is why all my colours are all dirty, because I'm mixing the pans instead of mixing on a palette. So all I've done is I've made that a brighter green, but I need it to be quite thick so that I can sit it on top of my blue colour. So I'm just going to pick up a lot of paint on my brush, and then I'm going to go in and I'm going to put lines on my cacti like this. Lines of dots. This might take you a little while. If you want to take your time, then please do. You can do one while you're watching and then finish once the tutorial is over. Okay, just little dots like that. And you can do them in different colours. If you want to make them multicoloured, then you go ahead. But just keep with your little dots. Nice light hand so that your dots remain small. You can make them big, it's up to you really. But I just like them small. All the way around the edges, and hopefully we'll get this one done today. And hopefully you've mixed up enough paint to do all of your dots. And if you haven't got a detail brush like I've got here, you can use an old brush and just cut some of the hairs off. Or like I said, you can just find another tool to put these dots on. And we have used in the past nail art pens. They're really good because they have like a metal ball on the end. So if you've got some of those, if you paint your nails at home and you've got some of those, then you might be able to use those instead. So look for tools that might be useful for your painting. So there we have our little dots all over our cacti. So now I just need to, I think we're more or less out of time, but I'm just going to put quickly some soil, and I'm going to use, for this, I'm going to use a dark brown, because we've got a sort of orangey browny tone here. I'm just going to put in a dark brown here, just to represent the soil. Okay, so there we have our cactus number 4. All right, so we'll zoom in a bit, if you can see that a little bit better. I don't know whether that's now out of focus, but okay. And there are the others. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 now. Okay. Enjoy and bye for now. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you want to carry on, you'll get notifications of new tutorials. Okay, bye for now. Enjoy, everybody.